Hello, it's Swifty here. Welcome to my tutorial video. I've been getting a lot of requests to make a tutorial video. I'm getting a lot of people asking me how to play a warrior class, how to beat certain classes in duels. I try to help warriors out and answer as many questions as I can, but I get spammed way too much in-game through tells and through the mailbox. So I thought it would be a good idea to make this tutorial video. If you want to play WoW good, you're going to need a mouse that has more than 2 buttons. There's just too many skills, and your left hand on the keyboard, you just can't cope with all of them. You have to have more buttons on your mouse. My mouse has 8 buttons. It's the MX Laser 8-button wireless mouse. Now, I was going to get the MMO gaming mouse, but it's kind of expensive, and I need a lot of mouses because I go through them. They break down on me, I repair them. Like the MX Laser, I have like 4 or 5 lying around. I repair them myself because this mouse has been discontinued. And the one that followed this is the MX Revolution. Now this mouse is pretty good, but it doesn't have as many buttons as I like, so I'm sticking with the MX Laser. So if I need any new ones, I'll probably have to get them on eBay. Now I use the Nostromo N52 gamepad. It's got huge advantages over having a keyboard. For one thing, this has got more buttons. And as you can see, it's got a directional pad. You can actually assign buttons to it. And there's a macro button. You can create macro and make your own scripts. Like I've made AFK bots in AV back in the day when they used to last for 6 hours. And this extra button is actually 3 buttons in one. It's a scrolling forward, scrolling backwards, and you can press down on it. For the video, I have my display bars hidden, but I'm going to show them here so you guys can see what my skills are. Now on my mouse, all my main attacks are on my mouse, and I stance with my mouse too. If I hit this button here, I'll go into Zerker stance. If I hit it again, I'll go back into battle stance. And I hit this next button, I'll go into defensive. I click it again, I'll go back to battle stance. And I can do the same thing, going into Zerker, back into the defensive. So I'm just showing here the advantages of having an 8-button mouse. So I'm only using 2 buttons out of this 8-button mouse. And all my main attacks are also on my mouse. Here's a macro I like to use. It's a Sweeping Strikes Cleave, and it's 2 lines. I showed this in a previous video, how it does a lot of burst damage because it hits each target twice. I usually only cleave when I do this macro though. Now if you're manually clicking all your skills, it's not going to be very effective in PvP. So you're going to have to learn how to bind all your skills on keys. A good way to practice it is by circle strifing and trying to get all your skills off, like I'm doing right here. This is Rend, MS, Overpower, Thunderclap. There we go. Now here's a macro a lot of people ask me about. It's how to switch from one-hander to shield and back to a 2-hander. I use equip slot macro, and when I switch to one-hander and shield, I also spell reflect. So to equip back to a 2-hander, it's on a separate macro. Okay, now I'm going to show the switch to one-hander and shield spell reflect macro versus a mage. It's going to frost nova me. I'm going to wait for his long casted spell. I wait till almost to the very end, then I do my macro, and it spell reflects it. Now, I usually don't do it at the beginning, because then the mage can see it and he'll cancel his spell. If I do it at the very end, I usually catch him off guard, and I'm able to spell reflect their spell. The next couple tricks I'm going to show are really useful when fighting other classes. You're going to use the switch weapon macro you learn, and you're going to use it while Bladestorming, and it's going to switch you to a 2-hander. Now, there's a lot of warriors that don't know about this trick. I find it really useful, especially versus rogues. Here's a macro to focus a target. It's focus on mouse over. So all you have to do is click your mouse. You don't have to click the mouse, just hover your mouse over the target and then you click the macro and it gives you a target. See how I'm targeting the left target and I focus the right target dummy. Now I use a mod called Focus Frame, and you notice that the focus target is like right next to my character on the left side. It lets you place it anywhere on the screen, which is useful. Now I'm going to show you how to focus versus a mage. Notice I focus the mage and I'm targeting this guard. Now I'm watching his cast bar and I spell reflect right when I need to. In this next clip, I shield bash one of the mage images while spell reflecting the mage. It takes a little bit of getting used to it, but you have to learn how to be able to watch both targets at the same time. Alright, my target focus pummel and my target focus shield bash are both in the same macro. If you watch here, I'll pummel without actually having a target, the focus target, and now I'm going to switch to one-hander shield, and I'm going to do the same thing with shield bash by hitting the same macro. So you could actually pummel or shield bash your focus target without having a target. Here's a macro to cancel Bladestorm. I added it to charge. It's 2 lines, cast charge and cancel aura Bladestorm. This is in case you're getting focus fired, you can stop the Bladestorm right away and go defensive or spell reflect. Alright, here's another reason to cancel Bladestorm versus a rogue. What I'll do is I'll start off with a Bladestorm. Once he's out of my range, I'll spam the button. It'll cancel the Bladestorm and automatically charge him. And I can finish him off. Alright, this is a macro to fear your focus target. You know the situations where you do Intimidating Shout and the healer's out of range and it misses? So this will guarantee that the healer gets feared, because you can spam it, it won't go off unless he's in range. Unless your focus target is in range. Here's a trick for when you get disarmed or dismantled. If you have a 2-hander equipped and you get dismantled, you could quickly switch to a shield and still shield slam. And also, if you have a shield equipped but no 1-hander and you get dismantled, you could equip a 2-hander and bust out Bladestorm. Now this little trick will leave a lot of rogues confused. Whenever you activate Retaliation and Bladestorm, anytime someone hits you, you will get off a counterattack. So it's really good burst damage to do. I do this a lot in duels, especially versus Paladins and Death Knights. Alright, with this warrior talent, Unrelenting Assault, what I'll do is go to defensive, do shield block, and spam revenge for 10 seconds. So all incoming attacks are blocked, so revenge is pretty much up the whole time. This is to show the crazy damage you can do with revenge. And if I'm dueling a warrior and he goes into defensive and does shield block, I'll just kite him for 10 seconds so I don't get hit by his revenge spam. This is to show the importance of getting some range between you and the paladin before you actually do it. And since Shattering Throw still costs 25 rage to cast, you'll probably be left with no rage after you Shattering Throw. Alright, this concludes the basic training for warriors. If you want to see detailed fights versus other classes, then go to the dueling tutorial section. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.